Hey guys, I Saw Bear here, and today I'll be doing my first Q&A response video. So, last week I asked you guys to leave a bunch of comments in a video and ask me some questions. A couple of you wrote in and I got some pretty good questions, so let's just get right to it. And by the way, there will be a bit of a channel update / announcements at the end of this video, so if you're really interested, please stick around because it does have implications for the future of this channel. Alright, so let's get started. The very first question is, how do you make update videos so quickly after updates are released? This comes directly from the Foxhole devs. So to answer that question, I've actually been really lucky. This past semester at college, I have had Fridays off, so naturally when an update video gets released, I have the full day to just wait for it to be released and then immediately start filming and recording afterwards. My update videos follow a very similar format every time, so it's really easy to just sit down for a couple hours and crank these things out. Alright, this is the next question comes from Axe Avier. This is another Foxhole related question, and he or she asks, what do you want to see in the game in the future? Well, simply put, I just want to see more of the same. I really like the direction Foxhole's going. You know, it brings me back to my good old PlanetSide 2 days, and I like the more rustic military setting that they're going for with Foxhole. If I did have to say one thing that I might like to see in the future for Foxhole, that would be a step a bit more towards fiction, because currently at the moment, Foxhole, it's very similar to World War II. A lot of the weapon models are very similar to World War II weapons, a lot of the uniforms and outfits, and that's fine. But another series that I've always really loved, and I'm sure you guys have picked up on this a lot, is that I love Valkyria Chronicles. It was a game that, despite being similar to an anime, actually stayed fairly grounded for the most part. And what I really did like about that game were the uniforms. I mean, they were very pseudo pre- and post-World War I uniforms. You know, they were still bright and colorful, but at the same time they were still practical. And I kind of wouldn't mind Foxhole taking a step in that direction where it's still very military, it's still very functional, but, you know, throw a little color in there for style. Either way, though, it really won't matter in the end because the gameplay is great and I love the game just the way it is. Alright, the next question comes from Chris Piss... okay, I'm not going to pronounce that. Have you ever been a scout? And if yes, what kind of scout and what is your opinion? No, I have not ever been part of the Scouts or any scouting kind of group. My father did for a little bit. He was in the Boy Scouts in Canada. And yeah, I mean, I don't really have any relations to it. My dad taught me how to tie a few knots when I was a kid, and that's really about it. Though I do love camping and hanging around outdoors. That's still definitely a thing, but I've never really been one for summer camps or that kind of organizational structure for outdoorsy kind of stuff. Alright, so JF Bruno asks actually a lot of different questions. First he asked me, what is my age? Currently, at the time of this video, I am 22. In a little over a month's time, I will be 23. Second question he asked me is, are you at college? And if yes, what courses are you taking? So as I said earlier, yes, I am at college. I am at the British Columbia Institute of Technology currently, and I'm taking a program known as Ecological Restoration. You might have seen my wetland video a while back. To put it simply, it's basically restoring the environment or natural areas as best as you can, hopefully to pre-human disturbances, but, you know, that's kind of hard at times, especially in urban areas. I can definitely do more on that in another video, but I think that's a satisfactory answer for now. Number 3 is, besides gaming, what are your hobbies? Well, I have many hobbies, but gaming is definitely my number 1. Second to that, which is still related to gaming, would be video editing. It's something I've picked up recently, and I figure with the importance, not just to gaming, but the importance of social media in all avenues of work nowadays, really. Something like video editing is an important skill, and gaming was kind of my gateway into that, and I've really enjoyed it. Other hobbies of mine, as I said, I am an ecologist, so hanging around outdoors, doing whatever outdoorsy things you might think of. Piano's another one, but it's also another one that's related to gaming, because the only songs I ever bothered to learn were all gaming ones, so go figure. And I used to do artwork back in the day, a decent amount, but I've kind of slowed down. Video editing's kind of taken that place. And 4, what are my plans for the future? My plans for the future are to have a job and still be able to play video games. That's really all that's on the docket for now. And 5th, why is my username I saw a bear? Well, I used to have a group of friends back in the day playing Halo 3 on the Xbox 360. And we were a bunch of red versus blue nerds, so naturally we picked all our gamer tags to reflect different characters of the show. I was at the back of the list, so unfortunately I had to resort to secondary characters, so I ended up with Captain Flowers as my gamer tag. Eventually I moved, and I just didn't feel like having that gamer tag anymore, so I was discussing with said friends. I was just like, I really need a new gamer tag, but something that's relevant, something that suits me. And they asked me, well, what do I like? Well, I like nature and I like the outdoors. And recently that week, I believe, I had seen actually a bear in my grandparents' backyard. And so they're like, well, yeah, pick something with bear. So I searched through a couple bear names. None of them were available. And then my friend, who I believe was Simmons135, he's on Twitch, by the way, 5 at the time, he actually just told me, just call yourself I Saw a Bear. Just straight up call yourself that. And that, lo and behold, that name was actually available. So I really enjoyed that name because it's simple. It leaves it open to some relatively easy humor in game. So it's easy to just talk to people with a name like that, and no one else has it as far as I know. And so I just made that my username for everything, for Steam, Twitch, YouTube, anything really. And last question comes from Manny S9000, who says, ew. Yes. So anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed that quick Q&A session. Thank you for making my life easier, because I did have a bunch of exams and final presentations this week. One last thing I wanted to mention is the announcement part. Now, in about 2 weeks' time from the recording of this video, I will be moving yet again. I've gotten a job at a place called Creston Valley Wildlife Management Area. So in the coming weeks, expect probably a blackout of content for at least a week. I should have high-speed internet when I'm there. However, I cannot guarantee its quality or its consistency. Streaming may or may not be an option for me for the next 4 months. But if I have access to internet at all, I will continue with the Foxhole updates, and I will continue as to the best of my abilities to make just gaming-related videos in general. So, there you go. Until the next time, guys. Bear out. To be honest, I don't really like our options right now. Oh shit! I got rook.
He's lying down right at the bottom of the stairs.
Fucker!
He's alive. Finish him.
Is he down though? Yes! 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 They're gonna try. They're gonna murder us now. But yes, it was totally worth it. Someone's still on stairs, I'm fairly certain.